Armadillos take on the Junior Riverhawks. That game's coming up after hours. And then tonight, the host Pepsi take on the Southern Oregon Hooks. We won't have broadcasts to those ones, just covering, of course, the Falcons games today. But again, all the festivities continue today here at Champion Car Wash Field. And then tomorrow as well, the Falcons play the middle game against the Junior Riverhawks before Sunday. They play the first game of the day, bright and early, 10 a.m. against the Southern Oregon Hooks. Falcons have got 4 games in 4 days, and a win yesterday for the Falcons behind a complete game one-hitter from Colin Takini. It was a 4-0 win for the Falcons over the host Roseburg Pepsi. Takini, along with pitching 7 innings and giving up only 1 hit, struck out 7 batters. Colin Takini also was 2 for 4 at the plate. Jacoby Takini had a couple of RBIs on a 1 for 3 day. So Falcons continue to play good baseball, and they hope to keep that trend going on today as they take on Vencer at the 4th of July tournament. We're going to step aside here for 2 minutes. When we come back, I'll introduce you to today's starting lineups as we get ready for first pitch on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. Stick around.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home, I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Josh Eldridge back along with you today as we get ready for first pitch between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the Vencer Baseball Club. Still waiting for our umpires to get their meeting going at home plate today, but it gives us an opportunity to introduce you to today's starting lineups, and we'll start with the visiting team, the Vencer Baseball Club. All of the home-away designations at this tournament, when you're not playing the host Pepsi, are determined by coin flip. Falcons won the coin flip today. They're the home team in the third base dugout. Vencer over there on the first base side, the visitors today. So the starting lineup for Vencer this morning goes like this. Leading off is their shortstop, Justin Darko. Ben Postlethwaite is the second baseman. He bats second. Blake Mitchell in left field hits third. Batting cleanup for Vencer today is Johan Phillips, the pitcher. Noah Blodgett is the catcher, batting fifth. Hitting sixth is Tayden Isaacson at first base. The center fielder, Mason Terry, bats seventh, followed by Tyler Sand, the third baseman, hitting eighth. Batting ninth is Isaac Irwin in right field, and Vencer is batting 10 in their order today. Their extra hitter is Isaiah Emig, and they go up against P.J. Safford on the hill for the Falcons. The lineup behind him goes like this. Leading off at shortstop is Carson Sims. Colin Takini, the third baseman, bats second, followed by Jacoby Takini, the catcher, hitting third. Ian Meyer bats cleanup today for Klamath Falls. He's at first base. Corbin Hamilton, the left fielder, hits fifth. Batting sixth is Jacoby Nickerson, the designated hitter. Trustin Thomas is in right field, batting seventh. The second baseman, Ty Teeters, hits eighth. And batting ninth is Harley Hoblet in center field for the Falcons. It's a great day here for baseball in Douglas County. Wind is blowing a little bit out there, not much towards center field, although it's been kind of intermittent. It's picked up at some points, and it's gone away at certain points as well. We'll try to keep tabs on that. 76 degrees here as we near first pitch. We'll probably be up above 80 by the time our game is over today, and continuing to just have a good 4th of July weekend here in Roseburg. A great tournament so far. And I don't think we've played on 4th of July in quite some time. I'd have to double check that, but typically Falcons are at home around this time of year, coming off of a long road trip. And, well, we are coming off of a long road trip. Only a couple of games ago out on the road. In fact, just about a week ago, we were right here at Roseburg taking on the Pepsi for the first time. And so back out on the road this weekend, but taking a look ahead at the Falcons' schedule coming up after this weekend. Falcons do return home on Tuesday. They'll be taking on the South Medford Colts. That's a league doubleheader on Tuesday at Kiger Stadium. Encourage you to come on out for that if you haven't been out to a game yet this season, or if you have, come on out and re-enjoy it. We got concessions and all the great stuff that you expect from a game at Kiger Stadium. We're going to step aside for one more 2-minute break as we're still waiting for our umpires to get ready for our plate meeting for a game that was scheduled to start 4 minutes ago. So I'll take one more 2-minute break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll be ready for first pitch. So stick around for more Falcons baseball today as they get ready to take on the Vencer Baseball Club on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Josh Eldridge back here with you from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg as we prepare for the Douglas County Baseball Association's 4th of July weekend tournament. And still waiting on our umpires here today as we've yet to have our plate meeting and all that good stuff. But looking to get ready for baseball here shortly, at least we hope. As I was saying a little bit earlier in the broadcast, it's nice to be out here on the road for the 4th of July tournament. You know, typically the Falcons at home this time of year. It's not something that we've done, being out here playing baseball this holiday weekend, but I got to say I enjoy it. You know, I feel like for America's 250th anniversary playing America's pastime, there's really no better way to spend it in my book. Of course, back home, I know they've got some different things going on. The 4th of July parade, I believe, is going on downtown tomorrow. There's different ways to participate. As we have some time, I want to give a shout out to some folks who support the station, and we support them in turn. You should also support them, and that's things like if you're looking to buy fireworks this year and you want your money to stay local and help out a good cause, The Klamath Falls Gospel Mission, I know, is selling some fireworks over at their place. I believe their operation has grown, too. They started with like one tent, and then they grew out to two tents. And I heard from a couple of different people that they have a really good, like, wide variety of different things to choose from. And for their part, they're actually doing like a barbecue cook-off. I believe that's going on today. And so a chance to go out there, buy some fireworks, have some good food, and support the folks at the Klamath Falls Gospel Mission and all the great work that they do over there. I want to give a shout to those folks as well. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, Klamath Falls Falcons entering play today, winners of each of their last 5 contests. In fact, their last loss was against a Vencer baseball team. Although, like I said, also, this is the Vencer 16U club. Klamath Falls Falcons split earlier in the season with the 18U Vencer baseball team. This was back on June 25th, part of the Falcons' 10-game road trip that they took during that week. And, well, they won the opener against Vencer 5-2 over at Chemeketa Community College on the 25th, but they lost in the nightcap of that one, a final score of 10-4. That was their last loss. Since then, on Friday, they defeated the Pepsi 11-1. They had a home doubleheader against North Jackson on Tuesday earlier in the week, 12-1. And 13-3 victories. Of course, the single game they played on Wednesday at Kiger Stadium went the way of the Falcons as well. A 10-0 win against Phoenix Cascade, and then obviously a win earlier this tournament rather, against the Pepsi 4-0 yesterday, and continuing on play today. Still running late here. Again, no sign of our umpires yet here in Douglas County. I suppose we can step aside for one more break, perhaps. And when we come back, maybe, just maybe, we'll be ready for baseball today at the Douglas County Baseball Association 4th of July tournament. Back in just a minute here on MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Tomorrow, right? Yeah. Apologies for the brief pause there. Josh Eldridge here back with you on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons, we think, minutes away from taking on the Vencer Baseball Club this afternoon at Champion Car Wash Field here in Roseburg. The Douglas County Baseball Association 4th of July tournament. Got a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Only one umpire here today. I did see one down there, and so that's why I was curious why we're running 13 minutes late here. But I guess only one, and so we're still waiting on a second umpire to show up today. And I suppose, there was some questions about the schedule coming into this weekend tournament. The schedule that we had received didn't quite match up a couple of the other ones that were able to be found online. And so there were kind of questions until we got to the ball field yesterday as to when who was playing and who was doing, in what dugout, who's home and away, who's all these things, what time is everyone starting. There was potential that we weren't going to play until 3 o'clock today, but in fact, of course, here we are at noon. There was potential maybe to play at noon on Sunday, but of course, we are playing at 10 a.m. on Sunday. So some things have been shifted around, and unfortunately, it seems that the umpires maybe didn't quite get the memo in time. So we're still out here waiting on a nice sunny day here in Douglas County. Not a cloud in sight here. Like I said, it's 76 degrees here in Douglas County. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from the Klamath Basin to get here. Home of the Umpqua Community College baseball team. They play their home games here, as well as, I believe, Roseburg High School plays their home games here, as well as Umpqua Valley Christian playing their home games here. It's become quite the hub for baseball here in Douglas County. Ever since the association was formed, of course, help funding this beautiful turf surface that we've got out here. Of course, Champion Car Wash also taking part in that. But they've done so many improvements. I mean, one of the great things that they've added here that we're able to take advantage of for you on the broadcast, of course, if you're watching right now on mybasin.com, we'll give you a look, and that's the view from center field. And so they've got a couple of other cameras that we're able to tap in around here, although for simplicity's sake, we'll probably just be dealing with these 2 points of views today. But they've done a lot here, and head coach Jake Whistler, of course, Pete Whistler's son, assistant for the Klamath Falls Falcons, has helped kind of spearhead this Douglas County Baseball Association as a whole, and really made it into a full program. And I talked a little bit about it when we were here back on Friday, which is that when you can start a program and have it be run as a full program from getting kids in from about 14 to all the way up to 19, then you're able to put a good product on the field by the time they get to that 18, 19 age. And here in Douglas County, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Of course, you got the 14U Riverhawks team, which is at this tournament competing against these 16U and 18U teams. And then you move up through the Legion, which is, of course, the single-A Pepsi bottle caps. And then they go triple-A with the Doc Stewarts, and then continue on from there in hopes of maybe playing at Umpqua Community College. So it's a real program here, something that I think is kind of a rival of the rest of the state when you talk about what they're able to accomplish here, and also in Eugene they do it well over there as well. So something that the Falcons, I think, and many other programs around the state should strive for is that kind of lineage for getting everybody up to the right speed and the right level of play and all that good stuff. By the way, it looks like we've got our umpires here today, which means we should be getting close to ready for baseball this afternoon from Champion Car Wash Field. Let's go ahead and reintroduce you to today's starting lineups since it has been some time. Leading off for the Vencer Baseball Club today, their shortstop is Justin Darko. Their second baseman bats second, Ben Postlethwaite. Blake Mitchell's in left field. He hits third, followed by Johan Phillips, the pitcher, batting cleanup. Noah Blodgett is the catcher. He hits fifth, followed by Taden Isaacson at first base, hitting sixth. Batting seventh is Mason Terry in center field today. Batting eighth is Tyler Somm, the third baseman. In right field, it is Isaac Irwin batting ninth, and Vencer batting 10 players today. They've got an extra hitter. It is Isaiah Emick batting 10th for Vencer this afternoon. They'll be going up against P.J. Safford on the bump for the Falcons. The lineup behind him goes like this. Carson Sims, the leadoff hitter, hitting leadoff. Carson Sims, the leadoff hitter, playing at shortstop. Colin Tacchini, the third baseman, batting second. Jacoby Tacchini, the catcher, hits third. Batting fourth is Ian Meyer, the first baseman. Corbin Hamilton's in left field, batting fifth. Hitting sixth is Jacoby Nickerson, the designated hitter. Trustin Thomas is in right field, batting seventh. The second baseman, Ty Teeters, bats eighth. And batting ninth is Harley Hoblet in center field for the Falcons. Here at Champion Car Wash Field, it's 320 down either line, 385 to straightaway center field. A pretty similar layout to how it is at Kiker Stadium, although the fence to straightaway center field is quite a bit taller than it is around the rest of the perimeter. Tough to get a ball out of here. Although, like I said, the wind kind of intermittently blowing straight out to center field. And so if you can try to catch a jet stream out there, you might find yourself in a bit of luck. Trustin Thomas hit a ball when we were here back on Friday, thought might have had the distance, but it hit the base of the wall. So again, looking at all that, looks like we're about ready today. The Falcons wearing their red uniforms this morning. They've got white pants on, their typical blue caps with a red brim, white numbers across their back, and KF across their left shoulder. Vencer today in black uniforms, kind of gold numbers across their back, white pants today for Vencer. Again, Klamath Falls is the home team today. They won the coin toss before first pitch today, so they get the third base dugout. They get to be the designated home team today. Vencer is the visitors. The Klamath Falls Falcons take the field here at Champion Car Wash Field, Bill Gray Legion Stadium. P.J. Safford is on the hill today for the Klamath Falls Falcons. This is actually P.J.'s first start of the season, although he has appeared 6 previous times in relief. 7 2/3 innings pitched for P.J. this season. He's allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 7. His ERA is .913 as he looks to work today against the Vencer Baseball Club. Love watching Safford work because he just works so quick out there and just gets the ball back, and he's pretty much immediately ready to throw right away. And so keeps a brisk pace. Like watching him for that matter, and we'll see how he does today against Vencer. Like I said, this Vencer team enters play today 12-6 overall on the season, although they have lost 3 of their last 4 ball games, including the one yesterday against the Eugene Armadillos. It was a 4-3 loss to open their tournament yesterday. They're looking to right the ship today against the Falcons. Looking at the stats for them, though, just as a team, they bat .299 as a squad. They've driven in 105 runs in only 18 games. So a team that scores a lot, and so Safford going to have his work cut out for him for sure. Like I said, in 18 games, they're also got 139 hits, so up near about, what is that, 6 or 7 hits per game that they turn into nearly 5 runs per game. So they're efficient. They can get on base, which they do at about a 42% clip. And Falcons looking to show off their experience today, a little bit older as well. Again, the Falcons, an 18U team, Vencer 16U, but you got some good 16-year-olds. Like I said, the Falcons still going to have a tough task today against Vencer. As P.J. Safford looks about ready to get going today. I know that he was probably itching in the dugout to get going, as we are starting about 21 minutes late here today in Roseburg. And be curious to see how each of these pitchers kind of adjust to coming out here, as they probably got fully warmed up and then had to sit in the dugout for a little while before game time began, as Safford pushes across a strike to get things started today. First pitch, 12:21 here in Roseburg. Safford works ahead of the leadoff hitter for Vencer. That's Justin Darko, but then hits him on the second pitch. So Darko is aboard. There's one on with nobody out in the first, and it brings up Ben Postlethwaite for Vencer.
The next batter, number 13, Ben Postlethwaite.
Postlethwaite is a .320 hitter for Vencer as he digs in, batting here from the right side. Again, runner on first is Justin Darko. He takes about a 2-step lead off of first, and the pitch home is called a strike. Safford gets ahead of Postlethwaite here. The count is 0-1. Postlethwaite does have a couple of triples on this season, but 14 RBIs for him is second most on the ball club for Vencer. Corners in, trying to protect a bunt here, and Safford instead moves over to first, but back safely is Justin Darko over there. The throw back to Safford got away from him for a moment, but it looks like Darko's going to wind up staying put over there. So still one runner on, and an 0-1 count at the plate to Ben Postlethwaite. Safford comes set on the mound, and he's ready to deliver the pitch. Here it comes. It is swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2. No one out there moving for Vencer, and so Safford working ahead of the second baseman. Blake Mitchell is on deck for Vencer. He starts in left field today. Safford comes set again to Postlethwaite. And the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Safford gets a strikeout to record his first out of the ball game, and it brings up Blake Mitchell. PJ does have that swing and miss stuff when he's got it working. A good, firm fastball. One of the faster fastballs on the team, I suppose. And he can drop the hammer with the curveball. Has a good running slider, too. And so when he's on, he is on. We'll see where we get from PJ today. Again, this is his first start. He's mostly come out of the bullpen this year in his previous 7 outings. As that pitch misses outside, count is 1-0. And Safford started plenty of games during the prep season, but when he gets to the Legion team, his role just shifts a little bit. I like having Safford close games for the Falcons because he just kind of, like I said, he works quick, he throws hard, and when he comes in the game, you feel confident that he's the kind of guy to slam the door. But a different task today. Going to have to eat up some innings and pitch a little bit different today. Here's a ground ball back to him. Mishandles it at first, but now is able to throw to first to get an out. So the runner Darko does advance to second, as Safford was able to get the out at first. So a man in scoring position, now 2 outs, and that brings up Johan Phillips. Phillips on the season is batting .167 for Vencer. He gets ready to settle in here. And again, there at second, you see him on your screen, Justin Darko. Safford ready to deliver to his counterpart. Again, Phillips, the starting pitcher today for Vencer, begin to swing the bat first against P.J. Safford. Takes a long look out at second and now delivers home. That's a great curveball, called a strike there from Safford. Again, using that bender to get ahead. He feels confident in the off-speed stuff early and uses it to get ahead 0-1 on Johan Phillips. Noah Blodgett is on deck if the inning continues here for Vencer. Safford set on the hill again. Teeters trying to cover the second base bag in case of a throw over, but Safford motions home. Here's a ball hit hard to center field. Harley Hoblet back a couple of steps, but he's able to make the catch, and that will end the inning. Vencer gets a leadoff base runner, but they can't do anything with it. They leave him stranded in scoring position, and we go to the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Josh Eldridge back with you here, getting ready for the bottom half of the first inning. Klamath Falls and Vencer still scoreless as we get things going today. The right-hander Johan Phillips on the bump for Vencer. Taking a look at the numbers for him. This is his first start of the season also. Only one previous appearance. He went 2 innings. He allowed 2 hits, no runs. He struck out 3 batters and hit 1. So again, a small sample size for him. But he's looking to get in some work today against the Klamath Falls Falcons. Top 3 in the order for Klamath Falls, of course, Carson Sims, Colin Tacchini, and Jacoby Tacchini today. Falcons winners of each of their last 5 contests. Yesterday had a little bit of trouble getting the bats going. I think it was good pitching from Roseburg that kind of stifled him throughout most of the game, but 4 runs, 5 hits, kind of atypical from what you expect from the Falcons this season, but a win nonetheless. They're okay with the result, but going to try to get out early against Vencer today as Carson Sims gets ready to dig in here against Johan Phillips. Sims yesterday in the win for the Falcons had an RBI base hit in the 4th inning. He was also hit by a pitch to lead off the ball game and would come in and score in the 1st inning. So here's Sims batting here from the right side as Phillips, working out of the stretch to start the ball game, delivers the first pitch, and it is taken for a strike. Sims falls behind 0-1. Numbers for Carson on the season. Bats .364 for the Falcons. Here's the 0-1 offering. He chops that one the opposite way, foul, and the count is 0-2 to Sims. Good 2-strike hitter, though, is Carson. Able to protect the zone, just kind of throw his barrel at the ball. We'll see his approach here in the 0-2 count. And takes that one low. 1-2 to Sims. Get rid of the baseball there. And a new one delivered out to Phillips as he is behind Sims, in front of Sims, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch is chopped foul. That one bounced just behind home plate, and so it's still a 1-2 count to Carson Sims. Again, waiting on deck here is Colin Tacchini. All right. Sims closes up the stance a bit in a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. She is taken for strike 3 on the outside part. And there's 1 out in the 1st inning as Sims goes down looking.
Now batting number 1, Colin Tacchini.
Brings up Colin Tacchini, batting .419 this season for the Falcons. Had a great day yesterday on the mound, pitched a complete game, 1 hitter, struck out 7 batters. He also was 2 for 4 at the plate, including a double. Here he lifts one foul on the right side, but the first baseman, Isaacson, up near the fence, is able to make the catch, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Good communication there by Vencer. That first baseman, Isaacson, knew right where the fence was, his dugout right there, letting him know he's got room, Confident enough to get up there and make the catch. And so the Falcons quickly 2 gone in the 1st, and in steps Jacoby Tacchini. Bats .343 on the season for the Falcons, and the first pitch to him is called a strike, and the count is 0-1. Yesterday, Tacchini was 1 for 3, although he did have 2 RBIs in the game, once on an RBI single, and then once again on a sacrifice fly. Here he takes a pitch low, and the count is even to Jacoby, 1-1. Due up next for the Falcons, if we get there, is Ian Meyer. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 1st inning, still scoreless between the Falcons and Vencer. Tacchini hits one to right field. Coming in is the right fielder, Irwin, and he makes the catch, and the Falcons go down in order in the 1st inning. We go to the 2nd next, scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Josh Eldridge back with you here on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Our coverage of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball continues. The Douglas County Baseball Association 4th of July weekend tournament. Falcons taking on the Vencer Scout 16U team as it's scoreless at the top of the 2nd inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up this half for Vencer. That's Noah Blodgett, Tayden Isaacson, and Mason Terry. All right. Safford working into the second inning of his start, and he starts it off with a called strike on the bender, catching the inside part of the plate. Maybe a little bit elevated in the zone, but Blodgett behind here 0-1 against Safford. The pitch is waved at and missed, and Safford quickly ahead 0-2 against Blodgett. Got one strikeout in the first inning, did Safford. After hitting the first batter, he retired the next 3 straight. Here's the 0-2 home. This one is lifted to the left side. Coming in is Corbin Hamilton, and he makes the catch near the foul line for the first out in the second inning. Realize that haven't gone over the starting defense today for the Falcons, as we'll do that now. Behind the dish, Jacoby Tacchini. Colin Tacchini at third, Carson Sims at short. Ty Teeters plays second with Ian Meyer at first. In the outfield from left to right, Corbin Hamilton, Harley Hoblet, and Trustin Thomas. Here's the pitch from Safford. This is another chance for Hamilton in left field. Going back, he is not able to make the catch. It's over his head. And a one-out double for Taden Isaacson as Vencer with a runner in scoring position in the second inning. So this brings up Mason Terry with an early RBI chance for Vencer. Terry this season bats .360 for Vencer and 7 RBIs this year. He's also scored 15 runs. That number puts him second most on the ball club. But with a man in scoring position, one out, trying to move Isaacson over, maybe knock him in with a base hit. You can see Teeters there trying to protect on that, or trying, I suppose, to hold Isaacson at second. But the first pitch is fouled back off the bat of Mason Terry. And the count is 0-1. After Terry in the Vencer order, it's Tyler Sand. Safford looking in, gets the signal from Tacchini. Now the pitch as Safford comes set. And he motions home. Line drive, center field. Hoblet in a couple of steps to make the catch, and there's 2 outs. So now Vencer needing a base hit to try to knock in Isaacson out there after the one-out double. It's going to be Tyler Son trying to knock him in. Taking a look at Son on the season. He is batting .147. He's 5 for his first 34 on the season, although he does have 4 RBIs, so it seems to me like he makes his base hits count. Here's the first pitch to Tyler Son. Taken for a strike. Nice pitch from Safford to get ahead of the Vencer third baseman. Due up next is their right fielder, Isaac Irwin. Safford trying to delay that. Again, trying to set him down here, keep that runner stranded in scoring position for the second inning. Here's the 0-1 home. Another pitch, curveball, this time missed wide, I believe. The count is 1-1 to Tyler Son. Safford shakes off the first offering from Tacchini. Now is agreeable as he comes set. Checks the runner at second. Teeters there to hold him. But now the pitch, the 1-1. And time was called at the plate, as that was before Safford delivered. He did take quite some time to take a look at Isaacson at second, so kind of expect Son to call time there. Count is still a ball and a strike. Safford set again and ready to deliver the pitch. Here it comes. That one is lifted off to the right side, looks out of play and foul. Sounded like it hit off the overhang here in the grandstand. Count is a ball and 2 strikes to Son. Safford checks out the runner at second. 2 strikes on the hitter at the plate. Safford motions home. That pitch is going to ring him up. Caught him on the inside corner. And that will do it in the second inning. Safford leaves another runner stranded in scoring position and keeps this game scoreless as we go to the bottom half next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Josh Eldridge back with you here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon. We continue your coverage from the Douglas County Baseball Association 4th of July weekend tournament. Right now, Klamath Falls and Vencer scoreless as Ian Meyer, Corbin Hamilton, and Jacoby Nickerson get their first crack at Johan Phillips. Falcons were set down in order in the bottom half of the first inning. Looking to get something going here against Phillips in the second. Meyer's a good guy to get it going. From the stretch, Phillips delivers, and Meyer takes a pitch upstairs. The count to Ian is 1-0. Meyer yesterday in the win was 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch, though. He did reach base one time. The 1-0 home is going to miss low, and the count is 2-0 to Meyer. And again, Corbin Hamilton is due up next for the Falcons. Meyer back starting at first base today, by the way. Got a break from it. Played third base yesterday as he takes a strike on that one. Counts 2-1 to Meyer. Typically plays either corner infield position. You'll also see Meyer pitch on the rare occasion. I think he's got 2 outings this season. 2-1 misses up. Meyer works ahead 3-1. On the season, though, he's really stepped up. Leading the team in hitting, .541. He's over 100 points better than the next best, which is Colin Tacchini. Here's the 3-1. He fouls it back. Count to Meyer is 3-2. Recent graduate from Henley High School. Meyer also was towards the top of the team at hitting during the prep season, too, a team that made the state semifinal this year. 2-strike offering to Meyer, bounces it over to third. Tyler Son up with it. The throw to first, picked out of the turf by Isaacson. Nice job by the first baseman to secure the out. And there's one gone in the second inning, bringing up Corbin Hamilton.
The next batter is number 12, Corbin Hamilton.
All right, Hamilton ready to step in now for the Falcons. Corbin starting in left field today. Started at first base yesterday. Wouldn't be shocked if we saw him pitch this weekend. Pitch to Hamilton misses upstairs, 1-0. Hamilton at the dish this year, batting .415. 18 runs scored. He does lead the team in walks. He's got 20 of those. He swings over the top of the 1-0 pitch. Count is even to Corbin Hamilton. Yesterday in the win was 1 for 3, but he reached base twice, including a walk. Count to Hamilton right now is a ball and a strike, and the pitch is fouled straight back. Looked like that was maybe off the umpire or off the catcher. Regardless, seems like everyone is okay, and we're still ready to play ball. It's a 1-2 count at the dish to Corbin Hamilton. Phillips set on the bump. Now motions home. Hamilton swings and misses at the high heat. And there is 2 outs in the inning. Second strikeout of the day for Johan Phillips. And in steps the designated hitter today for the Falcons.
Number 11, designated hitter, Jacoby Nickerson.
It's Jacoby Nickerson as he is hitting here for P.J. Safford. Safford, of course, the starting pitcher. Typically hits in the 6 hole, but Nickerson taking over as the DH batting in the same spot as he takes strike 1. Been a good addition to this year's Falcons team, a product of Mazama High School. Nickerson bats .310 on the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to miss in. Count is even to Nickerson. Batting here from the left side also provides a little bit of a different look there for the Falcons. Only a couple of guys hitting there from the left side. Here's the 1-1. That is called a strike. Letter high over the heart of the plate. Nickerson's got 2 strikes on him as Phillips continues to go right after these Falcons hitters. All right, here comes the 1-2 from Johan Phillips. Nickerson blasts it foul the opposite way, so count still a ball and 2 strikes to Jacoby as Trustin Thomas waits on deck for the Falcons. Phillips set, and the pitch is again hit foul towards the Falcons dugout. And so we'll stay in a 1-2 count. Nickerson putting up a good fight up there. Here's the 1-2. He watches that one miss up above his hands. Good take there by Nickerson. With 2 strikes, those elevated fastballs can be tough to lay off. We saw Corbin Hamilton chase almost that same pitch earlier in this game. But here, Nickerson fists one out to shortstop, pretty much right at Darko. And the Falcons go down in order for the second consecutive inning. It's still scoreless. Heading to the third next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Set for the top of the third inning here from Champion Car Wash Field. The Klamath Falls Falcons taking on the Vencer Baseball Club out of Salem. And we're scoreless. It is 9, 10, and 1 due up in the Vencer order this half inning. That's Isaac Irwin, Isaiah Emig, and Justin Darko. Safford ready to deliver the first pitch to Irwin. It is ripped to left field, down. Could be extra base hits as that's hugging the line. Turning first, headed for second is Irwin. Hamilton with the throw. It's cut off and not going to be in time. Nearly over sliding second base was Irwin. But a leadoff double for Vencer in the third inning has them in business as an RBI opportunity for Isaiah Emig here.
The next batter, number 27, extra hitter, Isaiah Emig.
Emig batting here from the left side as Safford going to try to leave another man stranded out there. Here's the pitch, showing bunt, trying to move him over. That one's pushed down in front of the mound. Called off by Colin Tacchini, the third baseman. Good job there by Safford to give him some room to make that play and record the out. However, Emig does his job, lays down a bunt, moves Irwin over to third, and now with just one out, Justin Darko, an RBI opportunity.
Next batter, number 20, Justin Darko.
Darko was hit by a pitch his first time up. Got to see Safford very little. It was 2 pitches in, and he was hit by a pitch. Here's the first offering. That one is going to dip below the zone. The count is 1-0 to Darko. On the season, he bats .400, good for third most on the team. 2 guys who lead the team, not in the starting lineup today, although if I recall, I did see them as reserves. And it's not like a situation where guys with a small sample size lead the team, anything like that. I mean, Darko does have more at-bats than each of them, but only by a couple, as that pitch is called a strike, 2-1. But I'm sure they feel comfortable with Darko up in this spot. 15 RBIs, that's the most on the ball club. The 2-1 pitch is waved at and missed. Safford goes off speed on the 2-1 pitch. Confidence with that one, and he uses it to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third is Isaac Irwin. Scoreless in the third inning, and the pitch is a check swing, and did he go around? No, he did not, and the count is 3-2. Tacchini always likes to check with the base umpire on a check swing like that. It's a good habit to have, but when the umpire is stationed behind the mound, not likely to get a favorable call. Here's a ground ball through the left side, and a base hit will get Vencer on the board. An RBI single for the team leader in RBIs. Justin Darko knocked in his 16th run, and Vencer leads by as many in the top of the third inning.
Next batter, number 13, Ben Hostelway.
Postal Wade getting ready to step in now for Vencer. He's 0 for 1 today. Struck out his last time up in the first inning. First pitch to him here is called a strike, and the count is 0-1. Postal Wade on the season is batting .320 for Vencer. Runner aboard at first is Justin Darko. Safford looks at him before coming set. And now the pitch home. That one's hit towards right field. Might be tough for Thomas to get to. Actually, pretty easy. That hung up there a little bit longer than I thought it might. So a routine fly ball winds up in the glove of Trustin Thomas. And there's 2 outs in the inning here for Blake Mitchell. That one looked like it was diving towards the turf a little bit quicker than it actually did. And so Thomas able to make the catch. And here's Mitchell, who's 0 for 1 today. Mitchell grounded out his last time up in the first inning. Safford set to face him for the second time. And here's the pitch. Goes off speed and misses upstairs. 1-0 the count to Blake Mitchell. He's towards the bottom of the team in hitting. No, pardon me. Different Mitchell down there. Blake Mitchell hitting .372 on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. On 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for,
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Will be at 10 a.m. The next game will be at 1 o'clock, and the last one will start at 4 o'clock.
Josh Eldridge back with you here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg as the Klamath Falls Falcons trail Vencer 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Bottom third of the order for the Falcons, Trustin Thomas, Ty Teeters, and Harley Hoblet do up this half for Klamath Falls. Okay, so Thomas getting ready to go in and face Johan Phillips. He's faced the minimum through 2 innings today against the Falcons. We'll see if Thomas can try to change things up. He bats in here from the right side. The first pitch on the way to Thomas is called a strike, and Trustin falls behind here 0-1. That pitch catching the outside part of the plate, looking about knee-high to Trustin, and he settles back in ahead of the 0-1 pitch from Phillips. That one is waved at and missed. Good cut there by Thomas, but just underneath that one, and the count is 0-2. Again, Ty Teeters waits on deck. Working out of the stretch all day is Phillips, and the pitch. That one's hit center field, although playable for Terry. Moves over to the right side a little bit, but he makes the catch. No problem, and there's one gone in the third inning. So here's Ty Teeters for the Falcons. He's been a surprise bright spot. I suppose surprising to me, considering he didn't play a ton during the prep season. But here with the Falcons, he's batting .408, has 18 singles, 18 runs scored as well. Here's the pitch to Teeters. That one is going to miss low, 1-0. Of course, his dad, the Falcons head coach, Sean Teeters, down the third base side. Looks like Caleb Keelan has made his way up to Roseburg. I believe he's down the first base side. Also, Falcons assisted by Craig Connor and Joe Tacchini. I don't think I see Coach Rabel in there. I do see Coach Whistler in there, I think. Count is 1-1. To Ty Teeters, and the pitch is flared out towards right field, down for a base hit. Teeters turning first, but he will just take a turn and he'll head on back. So a 1-out single for the Falcons gets him a base runner, a much-needed base runner. As they trail by a run in the third, it brings up Harley Hoblet. Good piece of opposite field hitting that time for Ty Teeters.
Now batting number 15, Harley Hoblet.
All right, so here's Harley Hoblet getting ready to dig in against Johan Phillips. First pitch swinging for Hoblet, but it's a foul ball. Counts 0-1. Harley batting .282 this season. He's seen his stats dip a little bit over the last handful of games. Started the season real hot. Earned himself a spot in this starting lineup as he takes the 0-1 pitch for a strike, 0-2. But hitless in his last 3 games. And so looking to find a way out of the slump here for Harley, although he's down in the count 0-2. And the pitch is a bouncer towards second base. Postal Wade flips to short for 1, but Hoblet beats out the back end able to show off this speed and keep the inning alive as he reaches on a fielder's choice, and it brings up Carson Sims. Sims struck out his first time up in the first inning.
Number 3, Carson Sims.
Good speed at first with Harley Hoblet as Sims gets ready to dig in here for the second time against Johan Phillips. Set on the mound is Phillips, and the pitch is going to miss in. 1-0 the count to Carson. Again, Sims a .364 hitter this season for Klamath Falls as he gets ready to dig in here. The pitch, Hoblet on the move, and Sims signs a line drive to right field. Hoblet burns around second, headed for third, and a good piece of hitting there for Sims. Executing the hit and run well are the Falcons. And runners at the corners now for Colin Tacchini. You like running that play early in the count for Carson, a guy who likes to swing the bat early and often. And so I think that was the first pitch of the at-bat that Sims was able to execute that on well. And so now Colin Tacchini gets ready to step in. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Colin 0 for 1 so far in this one, but looking to replicate what he's able to do yesterday, having a couple of extra base hits and an RBI. He takes strike 1 here, and he falls behind. Jacoby Tacchini's due up next for the Falcons as Colin gets ready to step back in here. Here's the 0-1. Tacchini takes that one outside. Count is even at a ball and a strike to Colin. Second on the team in hitting, batting .419. 19 RBIs for him is second most on the ball club. And then a prime opportunity here to try to tie the game. And with good speed on first, a ball in the gap could do even more for the Falcons. But now Tacchini swings over the top of a breaking pitch, and there's 2 strikes on him. Looks down the third base side, gets signals from Coach Teeters, and now ready to dig back in. Needing to protect here in a 2-strike count. Sims on the move. The pitch misses low, and the catcher loses it on the transfer, trying to throw Sims out. So he swipes second. 2 men in scoring position for Colin Tacchini. Go-ahead run out there in the person of Carson Sims. All right. Phillips set again. Tacchini, a bouncer to short. Up with it is Darko. He mishandles it. The throw to first still beats Tacchini. And he comes up hobbling a little bit, dealing with a hamstring injury. Hope he's okay. But in the meantime, we'll just wrap this one up. That ends the inning. The Falcons leave a couple of guys in scoring position. They get 2 base hits to get them there, but they still trail by a run as we go to the 4th on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Josh Eldridge back with you here on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons trailing the Vencer Baseball Club 1-0. Let's go ahead and check the line score for our 2 teams today. For Vencer, 1 run for them comes on 3 hits. They've committed no errors. Klamath Falls, no runs, 2 hits, no errors today for the Falcons. As Johan Phillips gets ready to dig in here for Vencer as we lead off the 4th inning. Safford's first pitch is waved at and missed. The count is 0-1. Vencer scored their 1 run last inning. They led it off with a double, and then an RBI single from Justin Darko helped them push that run across as Safford gets ahead of Johan Phillips here 0-2 after Phillips fouled off the 0-1 pitch. Out of the windup, Safford gets the signal from Tacchini, and now the 0-2 pitch is a grounder, a chance for Sims at short. Up with it in time. The throw to first is there, and there's one out in the fourth inning. Noah Blodgett stepping in now for Vencer. Blodgett 0 for 1 today.
Noah Blodgett.
He flew out in the second inning. Getting his second look at Safford today. And here comes PJ with the first pitch. Checks the swing and holds up in time to look at ball one. Does Blodgett. Blodgett batting .235 this summer for Vencer. The pitch is rifled to left field. That'll get down, and likely another extra base hit for Vencer. That one gets all the way to the wall. Blodgett gets in with a standing double. Third double of the game for Vencer. And with one out, they've got a man in scoring position for Taden Isaacson. Isaacson 1 for 1 today. He's got one of those doubles. It came back in the second inning.
Taden Isaacson.
We've also, I think, got a courtesy runner coming in as the catcher was on base there. I try to find out who that is for you. Number 24 is going to be Ozzie Overland. So Overland at second, and at the plate is Taden Isaacson. Here's the pitch. Misses. 1-0. See if we can give you an idea of how maybe quick Overland is out there. He's got a pretty good sized lead. Teeter's trying to keep him close. Counts 1-0. And now Teeters motions home. Line drive to short, gloved by Sims. Throws to Teeters to try to get him at second, and back safely at second is Overland. Nice play there by Sims to make the grab. Heads up trying to get them both, but wasn't able to get them both. So there's two outs.
Next batter, number 3, Mason Terry.
And it brings up Mason Terry, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game today. Overland still out there at second. On the season, Overland has stolen a couple of bases, although hard to judge how quick he may be just based off of that. And it looks like we've got Coach Craig Connor coming out to have a quick conference with his Klamath Falls Falcons. And as he does, I want to remind you today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Geno's on East Main Street, serving up their famous breakfast burritos at 6:30 every morning. Those are served all day long, along with other menu items like burgers, monthly specials, and Italian favorites. You can order online at ilovegenos.com or have it brought to you with DoorDash. Okay, so Conference on the Hill is concluded. And in steps Mason Terry. Safford, of course, sticking around in the ball game here. Runner at second is Overland. And a fresh count to Mason Terry at the plate. Safford comes set, ready to deliver the pitch. Not a huge lead for Overland anymore, playing a little bit more conservatively. Here's the pitch. Nice curveball. Safford uses it to get ahead 0-1. He likes that off-speed pitch early, does Safford. Especially when guys might be sitting fastball. Safford able to use it to get ahead. Comes set with the 0-1 pitch. Takes a look at the runner, now motions home. Fouled straight back. And Safford's got 2 strikes on Mason Terry. If the inning continues, Tyler Son is due up next for Vencer. They lead Klamath Falls 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning. First game of the day here at the Douglas County Baseball Association's 4th of July weekend tournament. Safford slowing his pace down a little bit. Comes set. Long stare at the runner at second. Now motions home. A bouncer and a chance for third base. Colin Tacchini throws across the diamond. It's in plenty of time. Despite the 1-out double, this game remains a 1-run ball game. Bottom of the 4th we go. Falcons trail on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image. Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Bottom half of inning number 4 in a 1-0 ball game. The Klamath Falls Falcons trail the Vencer Baseball Club in this one. 3, 4, and 5 due up this half inning for the Falcons. That's Jacoby Tacchini, Ian Meyer, and Corbin Hamilton as they look to try to get anything going against Johan Phillips. He's been efficient in this one. Falcons did get a couple of guys in scoring position in the last inning, but were unable to push anything across as Tacchini gets ahead here 1-0. That pitch bouncing in the turf. Jacoby 0 for 1 in this one, though. He flew out to right field in his only other at-bat so far today. This time he watches one miss outside, and the count is 2-0 to Jacoby. Batting .343 this season. Seen his average climb up these last few games. Here he rifles one into right field, and that'll get down for a base hit. And then it's booted in right field by Irwin all the way into the corner. Tacchini going to wind up with an extra base. So a single plus an error gives the Falcons a runner in scoring position to lead off the 4th inning. So brings up Ian Meyer. As he's 0 for 1 today, but the kind of guy you want up in a spot like this. By the way, Chase Barrett in running at second base for Jacoby Tacchini. So Barrett out there in scoring position and Meyer at the plate as Phillips comes set and Meyer takes ball 1 away. Count is 1-0. Meyer again, the team's leader in average, .541 entering play today. He's knocked in the 3rd most RBIs with 17 on the year. Bouncer towards the right side of the infield. Isaacson gloves it on a hop, takes it to the first base bag himself for the out. But in the meantime, Chase Barrett advances to 3rd. So the Falcons have the tying run 90 feet away here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 1 in today's contest. He struck out his first time up in the 2nd inning. Corners in for Vencer. And even the middle infield a couple of steps in, although they're not playing on the cut of the grass like the rest of their teammates. They're playing sort of even with the second base bag a little bit. That pitch to Hamilton misses up, and the count to Corbin quickly 2-0. Jacoby Nickerson is on deck for the Falcons. And the 2-0 pitch to Hamilton, that one's called a strike. Right around the knees on the outside part. The count's 2-1 to Corbin. .415 hitter this season. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing on a curveball that catches the zone. Hamilton displeased with that strike call, although he's going to have to protect that outside corner, especially now with 2 strikes on him. Set is Phillips, and the delivery. Hamilton fights off that pitch, but it winds up foul, and the count remains 2-2. Corbin will be a senior next year at Henley High School, class of 27. Phillips delivers, and Hamilton swings at the high heater again, goes down on strikes, and there's 2 outs with Jacoby Nickerson.
Next batter, number 11, Jacoby Nickerson.
Nickerson is 0 for 1 today. He flew out in the 2nd inning. Trying to find a way to get a base hit. Falcons have a runner at 3rd. It's Chase Barrett. Nickerson hits one to the left side, but it is just foul, and he falls behind 0-1. There's a leadoff single for Jacoby Tacchini. He actually wound up at second base after an error. A ground out allowed Barrett to advance to 3rd, and he's still there. The 0-1 pitch, Nickerson waves and misses, and the count is 0-2. After Nickerson in the order, if the inning continues, is Trustin Thomas. Big pitch coming up here from Johan Phillips, trying to leave the tying run stranded at third again for the second time in as many innings. That pitch fouled back, nearly hit Trustin Thomas in the on-deck circle. You know, I was walking around on the field earlier. I thought the on-deck circle was pretty darn close to home plate. I don't know if I'd want to stand there. Here's the 0-2 home again, and Nickerson again fights it off. Doing a good job trying to stay alive here, 0-2. Base runners have been a commodity today for the Falcons. Few and far in between. They need to convert on these opportunities. With guys in scoring position, the 0-2 is going to get away from Nickerson. Breaking for the plate and scoring is Barrett, and I suppose he'll take it any way he can find it as the Falcons tie the ball game 1-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the count to Nickerson is 1-2. Important run there to tie the ball game late. Or I suppose about midway through this one. The 1-2 to Nickerson is fouled off. Jacoby putting up a good fight there. Seeing a lot of pitches. We'll check the pitch count here for Johan Phillips as they bring some baseballs in from the dugout. This will be pitch number 59 for Johan Phillips. So been fairly efficient, but these last two innings, Falcons have made them work, and they've pushed across their first run. It's a 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the fourth. All right. The pitch to Nickerson is a bouncer out towards second. Postal weight, plays it on a couple of hops, makes the routine play in time, and that'll do it in the fourth. But the Falcons get a run after the leadoff single from Tacchini. They push him across with help of a wild pitch. And we go to the top of the fifth in a 1-1 ball game on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Top of the fifth inning, tied up at 1 between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the Vencer Baseball Club, a travel team out of Salem. It's 8-9-10 in the order for Vencer to up this half inning against P.J. Safford, still working out there for the Falcons. First pitch is called a strike to Tyler Son, who's 0 for 1 today. Tyler struck out in the second inning. Safford works ahead 0-1. This one is lifted, center field, looks playable for Hoblet, but he's going to lay out, and he can't make the catch. He called off Thomas, who was in the spot, and a lead-off double for Tyler Son will have them in business here in the fifth. Will certainly be ruled a base hit as Thomas was in position to maybe make that play, and Hoblet called him off, laid out for it, couldn't find it, and so brings up Isaac Irwin as Vencer tries to reclaim the lead in the fifth inning. Irwin doubled his first time up in the third inning. So runner at second, nobody out. Safford going to have to recollect him. That's the fourth double he's allowed today. Here's the pitch. Curveball, uses it to get ahead, 0-1 as it's been kind of a trademark for him today. Going off speed early. Vencer's just been waiting for fastballs, and for the most part, they've been able to drive them. The 0-1. Here it comes from Safford. Another off-speed pitch. This one fouled back, and the count is 0-2 against Isaac Irwin. Irwin batting 143 this season. He pulls up the caboose in terms of batting average statistics. He's got a smaller sample size than the rest of his teammates, though I suppose too small to really qualify that in that case. He's won for his first 7 on the season. That's including his double he hit earlier today. The 0-2 pitch is fouled back, and the count remains 0-2. But Tyler Son, who stands out there at second, just hit his second double of the season and is now 6 for his first 35 on the season. He would have been the last placed hitter in terms of batting average, but again, a leadoff double to start the inning. Count is 0-2. And the pitch on the way to Irwin is gonna miss, I think outside. And the count is 1-2. After Irwin, it's Isaiah Emig, the extra hitter, due up next. 1-2 pitch on the way from PJ. That one is hit behind home plate. Takini going to give some chase, but it winds up out of play. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. And at second is Tyler Son with the leadoff double. It is a tied ball game, 1-1, top of the 5th inning here at the Douglas County Baseball Association's 4th of July tournament. I did see the next team who's scheduled to play up. I think the Eugene Armadillos have made an appearance. They're sitting out here in front of my broadcast position in the press box, enjoying some baseball on a fine Friday afternoon. The 1-2 pitch is lifted foul off to the right side. Count remains 1-2. Look ahead at the schedule, and yeah, the Eugene Armadillos taking on the Junior Riverhawks in the next game here at Champion Car Wash Field. The nightcap features the Roseburg Pepsi against the Southern Oregon Hooks. Safford set 1-2. Again, the pitch. This time gets the swing and the miss he's been hunting for. And Irwin set down swinging, and it brings up Isaiah Emig. Well, maybe not. It looks like we're getting a new hitter in the extra hitter spot. That'd be number 14 for Vencer. Going to check my lineup here. Isaac Ridgway batting here in the 5th inning.
Isaac Ridgway.
All right, Isaac Ridgway batting here from the right side. His first look at Safford today. Runner in scoring position is still Tyler Son, tied up at 1 here in the 5th. Safford from the stretch delivers the first pitch, pushes one across for a strike, went with the heater that time about knee high over the center part of the plate, and the count is 0-1. So we introduced you to Isaac Ridgway. This season he bats .217 for Vencer. Here's the 0-1 from PJ. Takes a long look out at second, now delivers home and gets a swing and a miss on a pitch in the turf. And Safford works ahead of Ridgway 0-2. For Emig, who exits the game, at least for now, as the extra hitter, he finished 0 for 1. He grounded out in the 3rd inning. Due up next is Justin Darko. The 0-2 pitch from Safford is a check swing on a pitch that missed wide. And, in fact, Ridgway held up in time. A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Ridgway. Safford comes together after getting the sign from Jacoby behind the plate. Another long look out at second. And now the pitch home. Swung on and missed. Another pitch in the dirt. They throw down to third, and it gets away for a moment from Colin. But safe at third is going to be Tyler Son. Striking out was Ridgway. There's 2 outs in the inning. And we go to Justin Darko.
Now batting number 20, Justin Darko.
Darko 1 for 1 today. Had an RBI single his last time up in the 3rd inning. Looking for more of the same for his team. The first pitch is looked at for a strike. The count is 0-1 to Darko. Justin bats .400 on the season. 16 RBIs, like we said earlier, he leads the team. And in a spot where he can try to give his squad the lead, but he takes a pitch knee-high over the plate for strike 2. Important pitch coming up for PJ, trying to keep this a tie ball game. And stands at third is Tyler Son. Safford set. And the pitch is hit foul. and the count will remain 0-2. All right. Darko digs in. Here comes the 2-strike pitch again. It is looked at for strike 3. Umpire rung up Darko. And after the leadoff double, Safford strikes out the side to keep this game tied. A huge inning for PJ as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tied at 1 on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
It is the bottom of the 5th inning. The Klamath Falls Falcons tied up with the Vencer Baseball Club 1-1. Trustin Thomas, Ty Teeters, and Harley Hoblet due up to lead off the 5th inning. The Falcons look to get something going today against Johan Phillips. Oh, no, actually, I think there's a new pitcher into the game for Vencer. Let's try to find out who this is. I believe it's Justin Darko. Well, I want to make sure of that. Yeah, Justin Darko on the hill here for Vencer. Which means you got a new third baseman out there. Looks to be number 16.
Number 20, Justin Darko.
Let's see here. Okay, so who do we got over there? Third, is that? Got quite a few changes here for Vencer. Give me a moment, and then I'll let you know all of them. I believe we're going to have an entire change on the left side of the field as Justin Darko comes in. But before we get you those changes defensively for Vencer, let's give you a look statistically at the season for Justin Darko as he gets ready to face Trustin Thomas. The first pitch hit to left field. New player in left field makes the catch. Can't quite identify him just yet, but I promise I will. There's one out in the inning. Darko this season making his 4th appearance, his 3rd in relief. 13 innings pitched. He's got an ERA of 2.1 entering play today. There's one out in the inning. And here is Ty Teeters for the Falcons. First pitch to Teeters, taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Okay, so changes for Vencer. As the 0-1 pitch is fouled off, it looks like in its short is Tyler San. Mitchell has come in from left to take over at third base, and Ridgway is now in left for Vencer. And I think Overland sticking into the game as well. He's in right. And in center is Irwin. The 0-2 on the way to Teeters is a ground ball towards second. Postal Wait moves over into the gap and makes the play. And there's 2 outs in the 5th. So here comes Harley Hoblet for the Falcons with 2 outs and nobody on. Hoblet today reached on a fielder's choice and was left stranded at third in the 3rd inning. Here he takes ball 1 and works ahead of Justin Darko. 1-0 on the way to Hoblet. Here it comes. Hit in the air, shallow right field. The second baseman is not able to squeeze it. Postlethwaite laid out for it. It popped free when he hit the turf. Hoblet then went to advance to second base and did. And so that is a double for Hoblet. And with 2 outs in the inning, the lineup card turns over for Harley, his first extra base hit of the season. So now in steps Carson Sims. Opportunity for the Falcons to try to take a lead here in the 5th. Pitch on the way to Sims is waved at and missed, and the count is 0-1. Sims 1 for 2 on the ball game. He singled in the 3rd, was left stranded in scoring position in that inning. Otherwise, he struck out in the 1st. Hoblet leads off of 2nd. And here's the 0-1 to Sims. That one misses low, 1-1. Sims bats .364 this summer for the Falcons, 13 RBIs for him. An important one standing out there in scoring position in the bottom of the 5th inning of a tied ball game. Sims fouls one off and has 2 strikes on him. Quite a few folks starting to file in here in Roseburg today. Almost all the kind of second section has got fans in here. It's a great crowd today. The 1-2 is a bouncer towards the left side. The shortstop Sand up with it, but Sims beats out the throw to first. And they're going to rule that an infield single for Sims, his second hit of the day as Hoblet advances to 3rd. Runners at the corners, still 2 outs, and here's Colin Tacchini.
Number 1, Colin Tacchini.
We've got a meeting on the mound for Vencer, as Darko is faced with runners at the corners and with good speed on first. Maybe the Falcons might have something going on here. It's head coach Berto Alarcon out there talking with his team. Got a chance to meet him a little bit before the game today. Coaches the 16U Vencer Scout team. It's a program that has a couple of different teams that are under their umbrella. They've got this 16U team, and they've got 2 different 18U teams that kind of function as a scout team, and then like a college prep team is what they call it for the guys that are, getting ready to play college ball and stuff like that. Falcons split with the 18U scout team earlier in the season when they made a road trip up the Salem. And now tied up here against the 16U Scout Club, 1-1. Runners at the corners for the Falcons, bottom of the 5th inning. And in steps Colin Tacchini. Set on the bump is Darko. And the pitch. Colin takes strike 1. Sims tries to swipe second and dives in safely. I think he was trying to get himself caught in a rundown, but instead he'll just wind up safely in at second. And there's 2 men in scoring position here for Colin Tacchini. Big spot here as we move towards the late parts of the ball game. Tacchini fouls one off, and the count to him is 0-2. Got to protect here. Sims at second, good speed. Hoblet at 3rd would certainly score on a base hit. Infield playing deep, trying not to let anything through. Here's the 0-2 to Colin. It is looked at for a ball, just missed low. That's a great take from Colin there. A curveball which started in the zone, recognized it, dropped out of the zone, and he gets to see another pitch here. A 1-2 count. Darko set, and the pitch. Another curveball. This one misses up. That's another great take from Colin. You recognize the spinning one again. Starts up, think it might break enough in, but not quite. 2-2, the count to Tacchini. And the pitch. Fastball, good location, good pitch choice by Darko, but another good take from Colin. And the count is 3-2. Colin digs back in here. Full count, first base is open. The 3-2, Tacchini lifts it foul. Count remains full. Again, first base is open, like I said, and Jacoby Tacchini is on deck. A walk here doesn't hurt Vencer immediately, although you'd like to try to set down Tacchini here if you can. That one is hit to center field. Irwin is gonna make the catch, backpedaling near the wall, and that will end the inning. Vencer escapes this inning, keeping the tie intact It is 1-1 as we go to the 6th on mybasin.com.
All I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Josh Eldridge back with you here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon, as we check the line score for our two teams today. For Vencer, 1 run comes on 5 hits. They've committed 1 error. For the Falcons, 1 run comes on 5 hits. They've committed no errors. PJ Safford still out there working for the Falcons, as he'll have to go through 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Vencer in the 6th inning. That's Ben Postlethwaite, Blake Mitchell, and Johan Phillips, I believe. So long as Phillips remains
First
in that
batter
spot.
for Vencer to lead off the top of the 6th. Number 13, Ben Postlethwaite.
All right, looks like we are just about ready for ball here in the 6th inning, and Safford starts everything off with a called strike 1. Postlethwaite 0 for 2 today, struck out in the 1st, flew out in the 3rd. Safford now in an even count, a ball and a strike. Working out of the stretch here, Safford delivers the pitch. That one just misses. Looked like it caught the outside part from our center. Chance on the left side of the infield. A diving stop from Colin Tacchini. The throw takes Meyer off the bag. A great attempt there by Colin, but it winds up being an infield single. And that'll bring up Johan Phillips.
Next batter, number 38, Joe.
Johan Phillips 0 for 2 today. He works ahead of Safford here, 1-0. PJ got to tie up the shoes here. Apologize for the brief interruption. Had to reset our network connectivity here in Roseburg, but it looks like we're ready to go. Blake Mitchell leads off of first. Safford takes a look at the runner. Now comes set. Here's the offering to Johan Phillips, and he takes a strike. The count's even, 1-1. Phillips started the game as the pitcher today for Vencer. He was replaced in the previous half inning, but he pitched 4, allowed 3 hits, 1 unearned run, and struck out 3 batters. 1-1 the count to him now. Safford kicks and delivers, and that pitch misses wide. The count is 2-1 to Phillips. Noah Blodgett is on deck. And the runner on first is Blake Mitchell, reached on the infield single a few moments ago. Safford set with the 2-1, kicks and delivers the pitch. That one is gonna miss low. 3-1 the count. Safford needing to come in the zone here, see where he goes. He feels confident throwing any pitch in this count. Here's the pitch. It's called a strike, goes fastball. Knee high, outer third, and the count is full. And with 1 out, you might see Mitchell try to take a head start, maybe trying to avoid a double play ball. We'll see. Here's the 3-2. That one is lined to right field and a base hit. Back-to-back 1-out base hits for Vencer. And that moves Mitchell over to second, 2-man on. And here is Noah Blodgett. 7th hit of the day for Vencer.
Number 22, Noah Blodgett.
They've swung the bat well. Blodgett included, 1 for 2 today with a double in the 4th inning. He also flew out to left field in the 7th. Safford gets ready to toe the rubber, and it seems as though he's ready to deliver to Noah Blodgett. Comes set. Here's the pitch home. Nice off-speed pitch to get ahead, finding the outside part about thigh-high. Safford uses it to move the count to 0-1. 1 out in the inning was when Postlethwaite struck out to lead off the inning, but since then, back-to-back singles. And Vencer has the go-ahead run in scoring position here in the 6th inning. Safford motions home. Ground ball. Tacchini gloves with it, goes to second for 1. They don't get him at second. They don't get him at first. And everybody is safe. And the bases will be loaded. Coach Teeters makes his way out of the dugout. He might have something to talk about. Are we going to have a discussion over there at second? And no, Teeters going to head back to the dugout. I think he was safe too. It was a good stop from Tacchini. Thought he might have tried to apply the tag to the guy running by him. But everybody is safe, and the bases loaded for Vencer with just 1 out. So that should mean Blodgett reaches on the fielder's choice, and everybody else advances on the play. And here is Taden Isaacson. And Isaacson 1 for 2 today. He doubled in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Safford now working out of the stretch. Infield comes in for the Falcons. Here's the pitch on the way from Safford. Curveball misses in, 1-0. And for the Falcons this season, a team that has won a lot of games by a lot of runs, this is one of the few times they've truly been tested this season. The 1-0 is a bouncer. It is fair down the line at third. 1 run is going to score. They wave in Phillips. The throw is cut off. And a 2 RBI single for Taden Isaacson gives Vencer a 3-1 lead. So this will bring up Mason Terry, who's 0 for 2 today.
Number 3, Mason Terry.
By the way, in at second is Blodgett. Boarded first is Isaacson. And Coach Craig Connor comes on out of the dugout, the pitching coach for the Falcons. We'll see if a change is in order, and it looks like it is, as Hayden Poore is waiting patiently outside the dugout as Connor looks to take the ball from Safford. In the top of the 6th inning, he surrendered the tie. 3-1 the score. Vencer leads. And we'll introduce you to Hayden Poore here in just a moment on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Hayden Poore, the new man in the game for the Klamath Falls Falcons as they trail Vencer 3-1, top of the 6th inning. Taking a look at Poore so far this year, he's making his 7th appearance. This is his 3rd in relief. He carries a 3-1 record in 17 innings pitched. He's allowed 14 hits, 8 runs. They're all earned. He's walked 10, struck out 25 for an ERA of 3.25. And so he comes in relief of P.J. Safford. Can't quite close the book on P.J. yet. He's responsible for Blodgett, who stands at second, and Isaacson, who's in at first. Hayden Isaacson with a 2 RBI single a moment ago to give Vencer a 3-1 lead in the top of this 6th inning. First task for Hayden Poor coming out of the bullpen will be Mason Terry, and then Tyler Son. It was a strikeout to lead off this inning, but then back-to-back singles, a fielder's choice, and another single has pushed Vencer in front by 2 runs against Klamath Falls here today at the Douglas County Baseball Association 4th of July weekend tournament. All right. Hayden Poor getting ready to deliver his first pitch since coming out of the bullpen. Looks in against Mason Terry, gets the signal and comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Poor looks in again against Takini. Comes set, ready for the 0-1 pitch. And delivers. That one is going to miss wide. 1-1, the count to Terry. On the season, Mason Terry, a .360 hitter for Vencer. He's 18 for 50 on the year. A couple of extra base hits. 15 runs scored, though, is second most on the ball club. Poor, ready to deliver the 1-1 pitch. Hit foul. 1-2. Terry is 0 for 2 today. He flew out in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 4th. Poor trying to set him down here and get a quick out coming out of the bullpen. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, and he does just that. 2 outs in the 6th, and it brings up Tyler Song.
Next batter, number 16, Tyler Song.
Son is 1 for 2 today, struck out in the 2nd and doubled in the 5th. A chance to try and extend this lead a little bit further for Vencer, a man in scoring position. They're up against Klamath Falls 3-1 at the bottom of the 6th inning. Ty Teeters trying to keep the runner at second close, although not much of a lead out there as that pitch misses upstairs 1-0. And I believe a courtesy runner has come in with a couple of outs in the inning. Standing at second, it looks to be Overland back out there as the courtesy runner. The 1-0 pitch misses out. It is 2-0 the count to Son. Led off the 5th inning with a double, but was left stranded there. But Vencer was able to atone for that as they've already pushed 2 runs across here in the 6th. The pitch from Poor is going to miss wide, 3-0. After Son in the order, it is Isaac Irwin. Poor delivers. That pitch caught the plate. 3 balls and a strike to Son. Like I said earlier, Son towards the bottom of the team in hitting, but has performed well today in a 1 for 2 afternoon. Works ahead of Hayden Poor here, 3 balls and a strike. The pitch is lifted, right side foul territory. Meyer giving chase, but it is out of play. And it is a full count to Tyler Son with 2 men on, so going to be some movement in the infield here with Overland at second and Isaacson at first. Going to be trying to steal here to get a little bit of a head start on a ball put in play. Poor looks in, gets the signal from Takini, and now comes set. Here's the 3-2. That is also hit to the right side, but again foul. And so the count will stay 3 balls and 2 strikes as Poor tries to wiggle out of this jam that he inherited since coming out of the bullpen. Try to keep it just a 2-run disadvantage. Due up next half inning for the Falcons is the middle of their order, but a big pitch coming up here for Hayden Poor. The 3-2 again. Runners are on the move. It's taken for ball 4, up and away, and the bases are loaded for Isaac Irwin. So Overland to third, Isaacson to second. Now Son aboard at first.
Now batting number 11, Isaac Irwin.
Irwin 1 for 2 today, a double in the third, a strikeout in the fifth. He came around to score when he reached in the third inning. Here he hits one hard to left field. That one is just foul. That was a lot of juice behind that line drive. One hop the fence, just foul. Might have cleared the bases and pushed this one to trouble territory for the Falcons. Right now, just a 2-run disadvantage. That's why I want to try to keep all those guys out there for Poor, as that's called a strike, and he quickly gets 0-2 on Irwin. Pitch finding the outside part there. Poor, set, takes a look around, sees Vencer at every station. The pitch home, swung on and missed. A big strikeout there, gets the Falcons out of this one. But Vencer takes the lead on the 2 RBI single from Taden Isaacson. It's a 3-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Bottom of the 6th inning, the Klamath Falls Falcons trail Vencer 3-1. Jacoby Tacchini, Ian Meyer, and Corbin Hamilton do up this half inning for the Falcons. And here is the first pitch. It is taken for a strike. Tacchini falls behind. The count is 0-1. Tacchini today 1 for 2. He flew out in the first, singled in the fourth, where his run would come in and score. Back-to-back big bending curveballs from Darko to start this half inning. And he works ahead of Tacchini here, 0-2. And the pitch to Tacchini. It's going to miss there. Count is 1-2 now to Jacoby. And again, Ian Meyer is due up next. That pitch also misses, 2-2. Darko from the windup. Here's the pitch. That one misses wide to Tacchini. The count is 3-2. Here's the 3-2 to Jacoby. That one misses. Nice at bat there for Jacoby from down 0-2 to work a walk, and it brings up Ian Meyer. Going to get a courtesy runner out there. Chase Barrett on his way out. And Ian Meyer, who's 0 for 2 today, trying to get something going here for the Falcons with a leadoff runner on. Meyer represents the tying run if he can find his way aboard. That one is a bouncer to third, gloved by the third baseman, on to second for one, and the throw to first is going to pop free from the glove of Isaacson. So Meyer is safe on the fielder's choice. Out is Barrett at second. And so with one out and a runner on in Meyer, brings up Corbin Hamilton.
Next batter, number 12, Corbin Hamilton.
Hamilton 0 for 2 today. He's struck out twice. Middle in. Hamilton in a 1-2 count. He lines one to right field and a base hit. Meyer turning second, trying to get to third, and he will. A single there for Hamilton. And now there's runners at the corners and the tying run aboard for Klamath Falls.
Now batting number 11, Jacoby Nicholson.
And it brings up Jacoby Nickerson here, who's 0 for 2. Nickerson has flown out in the second and grounded out in the fourth. And we've got a quick meeting here on the mound for Roseburg. Hamilton aboard at first. He's got pretty sneaky good speed, mostly because he's 6'4" and has those long strides. As we have a meeting on the hill, we'll remind you today's broadcast on mybasin.com, brought to you in part by the Pacific Power Foundation and by Klamath Falls Subaru. Through the Subaru Love Promise and Subaru Share the Love events, Klamath Falls Subaru has donated thousands of dollars to dozens of hometown charities. Comfortable and not corporate at Klamath Falls Subaru. Stop by and say hi. All right. Again, runners at the corners. Tying run on with one out in the inning. And the pitch is called a ball. Hamilton on the move. He's in safely. Oh, they got him. I guess he came off the bag. And Hamilton is out. So 2 gone. And a runner at third is still Ian Meyer, and the ball was, I believe it was called a ball to Nickerson. The count's 1-0 to him. And that pitch misses wide, counts 2-0. All right, Nickerson settling back in for the 2-0 pitch. Here it comes, and he fouls that one straight back. Count is 2 balls and a strike to Nickerson. After Nickerson in the order is Trustin Thomas for the Falcons. Here's the 2-1. Bouncer up the middle and through, an RBI base hit. The Falcons now trailing just 3-2 after the single there from Nickerson knocks in a run, and it brings up Trustin Thomas. Big spot here for Trustin with a runner on, tying run on base again. First pitch to Thomas, rifled just foul down the left field side. And it's an 0-1 count to Thomas, just out in front of that pitch. Trying to time that one up a little bit better. Thomas 0 for 2 today. He's hit the ball hard. Just unfortunately, it's been right at guys today. Trying to find a bit of green out there. Nickerson at first. Ball would have to be hit deep to score him. Not much of a lead off of the first base bag. And here is the 0-1 to Thomas. Bouncer to third. Mitchell up with it. Throws to second. Goes the short way and gets the out. Falcons trail by a run as we go to the 7th on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
It is the top half of the 7th inning, and the Klamath Falls Falcons trail Vencer 3-2. Due up this half inning for Vencer, it is 10-1-2 in the order.
First batter here for Vencer to lead off the top of the 7th, Isaac Ridgway.
Isaac Ridgway getting ready to step in now against Hayden Poor. The first pitch to Ridgway is a swinging strike 1. Ridgway 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out in his previous at-bat in the 5th. And Hayden Poor delivers the 0-1. That one misses just outside. 1-1 the count. Hayden Poor working into his second inning of relief today. Came in relief of P.J. Safford. We'll be able to close the book on P.J., give you the final line for him in just a moment as Poor misses upstairs 2-1. P.J. would be on the hook for the loss today if the lead holds for Vencer. He pitched 5 1/3, gave up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, and struck out 7 batters. And Poor works even now with Ridgway. Count is 2-2. Delivery on the way from Hayden Poor. Curveball, might have been the slider, didn't have enough to it, and that misses upstairs. 3-2 to Ridgway, and then Justin Darko, and then Ben Postleway. The pitch, swung on and missed. Strikeout to lead off the 7th. Imperative to keep this one a 1-run ball game, and for Poor, can't start much better than that.
Next batter, number 20, Justin Darko.
We'll bring up Justin Darko at the plate today, 1 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the first, singled in a run in the third, and then struck out in the 5th. Pitch on the way from Poor, misses up. 1-0 the count. Darko has taken over pitching duties as well for Vencer. Gave up a run in the bottom half of the last inning, but was able to hang on to the lead. That pitch called a strike on the inside part. Count is even at a ball and a strike to Darko. Poor delivers. That one misses up. 2-1. Again, Ben Postleway waits on deck. For Darko this season, batting .400 for Vencer. Here's the pitch. Called a strike. Poor might have gotten away with one there on the outside corner, but he'll take it. Now has 2 strikes on the Vencer shortstop turned pitcher. Poor delivers. That one's fouled off to the right side, and the count is still 2-2. Poor back out there. Here it comes. That is taken for a ball low, 3-2. Big pitch coming up here for Poor, trying to disallow Darko from reaching. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Back-to-back Ks to start the 7th inning for the Falcons. And here comes Ben Postleway.
Next batter, number 13, Ben Postleway.
Postleway 0 for 3 today. He struck out a pair of times in the 1st and 6th innings. He also mixed in a flyout in the 3rd. Poor delivers the first pitch. It's going to miss low. 1-0. After Postleway in the order for Vencer, if the inning continues, it's Blake Mitchell. Here's the 1-0. That one misses upstairs. 2-0. If you're curious for the Falcons, who's due up to try to make a run at this in the bottom half of the 7th, it's Ty Teeters, Harley Hoblet, and Carson Sims. Here's the 2-0. Called a strike. Poor goes right over the heart of the plate with that one and works back into this count. 2 balls and a strike now to Ben Postleway. Poor from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Misses up. 3-1. Postleway bats .320 for Vencer this year. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up. Playable, shallow right field. Trustin Thomas comes in, makes the catch, and retires. Vencer in order to keep this game at a 3-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and the Klamath Falls Falcons trail the Vencer Baseball Club a score of 3-2. New man on the mound for Vencer is Mason Terry. I'll give you a statistical outlook on him here in just a moment as he gets ready to face Ty Teeters. Harley Hoblet held the ball, 2-1 the count. Darko pitched 2 innings, allowed 4 hits and a run. The offering to Teeters. Bounce to second. Up with it is Postal Weight, and the play is made. There's 1 out in the inning.
Now batting number 15, Harley Hoblet.
So Harley Hoblet gets ready to bat now for the Falcons. He's 1 for 2 today, has reached base both times, though. Hoblet reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd and then doubled in the 5th. Here's the first offering to him. Looping breaking ball, dips beneath the zone. Count is 1-0 to Hoblet. 1 gone, the Falcons trail by 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It is going to miss in, 2-0. Klamath Falls back in action again tomorrow here in Roseburg against the Junior Riverhawks 14U team at 1 o'clock. Here's the pitch. Called a strike there. 2-1. The count to Harley Hoblet. Falcons have got 7 hits today, but they've only been able to turn it into 2 runs. Needing a base runner here in the person of Hoblet. The 2-1 bounces to the plate, 3-1. The Falcons will get it any way they can. And even though one of the runs that they scored, in fact, their first run was on a wild pitch. Only RBI has come off the bat of Jacoby Nickerson today. Here's the 3-1 home. Hoblet checks his swing on a pitch that found the zone anyway, and the count is full to Harley. 3-2. Got to protect if you're Hoblet. Guy who doesn't strike out a ton. Here's the 3-2. And he hits that one into the air. Shallow left field. Could be tough to get to, but Ridgway calls everybody off. Takes command of the situation and makes the catch. 2 outs, and the Falcons down to their final out of the ball game. And it's Carson Sims.
Carson Sims.
Sims 2 for 3 today, a couple of singles. He was left stranded in scoring position both times in the 3rd and 5th innings. Carson ready to face Mason Terry. He's looking for a save. Pitch from the left-hander is going to miss in. Count is 1-0. Outfield shaded a little bit to the left. The right fielder Overland shaded way over. Here's the pitch to Sims. That one misses in as well. Sims not a guy who goes opposite field a ton. He hits it right back up the middle the majority of the time. So no shocker there, I suppose. The 2-0 pitch swung on and missed. 2-1. On deck, if the game continues, is Colin Tacchini. Hoping for a chance for the Falcons today, who trail by a run down to their final out today. Pitch from the left-hander Terry. Curveball dropped in for a strike. Good pitch to hit for Sims. Kind of a hanging curveball there. But Terry uses it to push the Falcons to their final strike of the day. Sims going to widen out in the box, trying to extend this ball game. Here's the 2-2 from Terry. Line drive to third. It's off the glove of the third baseman Mitchell and into left field. Sims extends the ball game. Tough play for the third baseman to make. Be curious how they score that one as Sims reaches and it brings up Colin Tacchini. Ruled out a hit. Sims aboard. 3 for 4 on the day. And here's Colin Tacchini with the tying run on and the winning run at the plate.
Next batter, number 1, Colin Tacchini.
Tacchini 0 for 3 today. Looking to recapture some of that magic he had last time the Falcons played here in Roseburg. Had an RBI yesterday, a double yesterday. Pitched a complete game 1 hitter. Back on Friday last week, had 5 RBIs in the game against the Roseburg Pepsi. But here against Vencer, again, without a hit. Here he works ahead, though, 2-0 in the count. And with Carson on first, be curious to see how they manage him on the base paths on a ball put in play. Might be getting too far ahead of myself, but see how conservative or aggressive the Falcons get on the base paths here with 2 outs on him in the 7th. They move over to Sims, but he's back safely. Good pickoff attempt by the left-hander Terry. Got to be aware of that if you're on first. Something the Falcons haven't seen yet today. It's that left-hander delivery. 2-0 the count to Tacchini at the plate. The pitch misses up. Tried to backpick Sims at first after a good secondary lead, but again, Carson is back safely. And it is a 3-0 count to Colin Tacchini. On deck, if the game continues, is Jacoby Tacchini for the Falcons. It's a 1-run ball game. Again, tying run on, winning run at the plate. Terry with the 3-0. That one misses outside, and a 4-pitch walk delivered to Colin Tacchini will advance Sims to second. Winning run on here for Jacoby Tacchini, and we're going to get a courtesy runner, maybe a pinch runner more like, in for Colin Tacchini as Max Rogers comes in here. Colin, again, dealing with a little bit of a hamstring or maybe a quad. Either way, you want him taking those at-bats, but getting Rogers out there to run gives you a guy who, 1, is at full strength, and 2, is pretty quick as well. So Jacoby Tacchini gets ready to step in now against Mason Terry. Here's the pitch. Tacchini watches a curveball get called a strike. Count is 0-1. Tacchini 1 for 2 today. Singled in the 4th, flew out in the 1st, and walked in the 6th. Terry set on the bump. Takes a look at Sims out at second, and now delivers home. Tacchini lifts one into the air, right field, Overland in, and he makes the catch, and that is the ball game. The Falcons get the winning run on, but they leave him stranded, and Vencer comes away with a 3-2 win against the Klamath Falls Falcons. We'll be back in 2 minutes' time to recap this one for you as we step aside on the broadcast for one final time on 104.3, 960 Sports, and on mybasin.com.
We have the Vencer squad taking a 3-2 over the Falcons.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Final score today from Roseburg. The Klamath Falls Falcons fall to the Vencer Baseball Club 3-2. For Vencer, 3 runs comes on 8 hits. They commit 1 error. They left 8 runners on base today. For Klamath Falls, 2 runs on 8 hits. They commit no errors. They left 7 runners on base today. The winning pitcher is Justin Darko, who pitched 2 innings in relief, gave up 4 hits and a run. It was earned, and he walked 1 batter. The loss in the start today goes to P.J. Safford, who pitched 5 1/3 innings, giving up 8 hits, 3 runs, and striking out 7. Couple of notables today for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Carson Sims finished 3 for 4 today. Jacoby Takini was 1 for 3. Corbin Hamilton was 1 for 3 as well. Jacoby Nickerson 1 for 3 with an RBI. Ty Teeters was 1 for 3, and Harley Hoblet had a double on a 1 for 3 afternoon. The Falcons leaving 7 runners on base today in a 1-run loss. 6 of those 7 runners were left stranded in scoring position. The Falcons had every opportunity to win this game, but Vencer held them off and improves on the season to 13-6. For the Falcons, their record falls to 18-3, but a chance to get right back after it again tomorrow as the Falcons continue play at the Douglas County Baseball Association 4th of July tournament. They'll be back against the Junior Riverhawks tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock first pitch, and then on Sunday as well against the Southern Oregon Hooks at 10 a.m. To close out the weekend. So still plenty of baseball here up in Roseburg. Thank you for joining us today. Want to thank everybody who made today's broadcast possible. Both head coaches, Sean Teeters for the Falcons and Berto Alarcon for Vencer. Also our official scorer today, Mike Safford. Big thanks to him for keeping us straight in the book. And thanks to you for joining us for another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons Baseball. We'll be back here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But until then, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. And so long from Roseburg, Oregon.